Oh, hi, John.
Oh, Frankie Roller, how are we doing?
Oh, reading my book. I like to watch John doing the reading.
Definitely.
Whereas I do the reading.
Is that for your salad, John?
That's from the salad. Good chives.
Tasty.
We're reading.
Oh, there's Juliet doing her own work. We obviously know what you both do now, but what did you want to be when you were a child, when you were all grown up?
I wanted to be initially a footballer.
Ah.
I wanted to be a ballerina, but I
Aw.
was rubbish at that.
And
Really.
then I thought I wanted to work outside.
Mm-hmm.
But careers offices then were like, there's no jobs for you outside, boy. You
Yeah.
need to be a lab technician. So I thought that's what I needed to be.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Footballer, lab technician.
Well, I didn't want to be a lab. I wanted to work outside with trees. And they said you can't do that.
No, you've got an allotment, so that's all right.
Yeah, I know.
You proved them wrong.
Horticulture.
I know.
Mental it was back then.
I wanted to be, I told my careers people I wanted to be a journalist, and they said, oh right, well you could be a teacher instead then. And I went,
At
oh.
least it's a bit closer, I suppose.
I ended up working at a record company.
Yeah, which is not too far
Well, it
from.
was sort of similar.
Actually, they said, because outside, working a farm, and they pulled out a card and it said egg packer on a farm.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Really
they don't.
good.
I don't think they
These
do that
cards were
anymore.
out
Where
in
they
the
used to pull the
1950s.
cards out, didn't
Yeah,
they? They used to
wooden
look you
boxes.
up and they pull out the card. I don't think they do careers like that anymore.
No, they don't.
I didn't know that was a full-time job, but I'm sure it must
Egg
be.
packer, it is in
Of
that
course it
box.
is.
You have to be very careful
I'll have
with
to go and
those
find that
fragile
card.
eggies.
I think it probably was then. I bet machines do
Not,
it now.
no disservice to egg packers.
Not at all,
No.
of course. Complete respect for the chickens and their
I don't
eggs.
think he understood what I wanted to do.
No.
Whilst we don't use much alpaca in our current yarn ranges, we
Yeah.
use it in some of our more luxurious special ones.
You do?
All of the lovely yarn we made when we did make the yarn for the socks catapulted the idea of creating more and more craft yarns and tops.
Yeah.
So what was it that drew you to alpaca in the first place?
Well, initially it's because of I was involved with alpaca farms. So it was by that fact that I was processing alpaca for alpaca farms and the alpaca fibre co-op. So that's what led to it. It's a fantastic fibre. I do like it.
Makes great sock yarn, doesn't it?
Does very
Lovely
strong.
It's really-
lovely on your feet.
It's a nightmare to process. It's like rubbing your head with a balloon. It
Yeah,
just goes everywhere.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's awful. So in comparison, I much prefer wool.
Yeah,
To be honest.
definitely.
Yeah, I love wool. Wool's just superb.
Natural
But
progression.
you like all the different characteristics of all
Diff-
the different wools,
All the
don't
different,
you?
so many different breeds that you can access. So they all have different.
From the
attributes.
bounce to the crimp.
To the crimp, to the handle, to the luster,
And the
to-
strength.
and everything in between.
Yeah.
Lovely.
All good stuff.
Mm.
So that leads on to the next question.
Mm.
Have you found there is plenty of British wool available in the West Country here?
Yes, they claim we have the highest density of sheep in the world here. Not the greatest number, the highest density
Yeah.
per square mile. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know how
There is a
true
lot
that
of sheep.
claim is.
There
Not
is a
many
lot of
people.
sheep.
And consequently, there's quite a few different breeds here. So yeah, there's a good variety to select from. And at some point, I believe we're going to do a vlog going to the wool board and
Oh, cool.
showing that and talking to the lovely Mike and looking
He is
at
lovely.
the breeds and grades and
That's going to be
the mountain
later
of
in
wool.
the year.
Yeah. So, but yes. So we're quite lucky that's near
Yeah.
us, so we can go and have a look.
And was it particularly our friend Farmer Stanbury?
Yes, because they do like a good old Exmoor mule or Exmoor blueface. It's a cross with the blueface Leicester on an Exmoor horn. And
Yeah,
Exmoor horn's a
which is a
traditional.
great mixture.
Yeah, it's a traditional hill sheep round here, and then to get a better, finer fibre, they put blueface Leicester on it.
Yeah,
It's called a mule, but because it's a crossbreed, it can be called anything. So
yeah.
the boar,
If you
the gig.
speak to Farmer though, he's just like, mule,
Mule.
it's mule.
Well, it sounds like a donkey, doesn't it? So if I'm selling it to people and trying to conjure up a something nice about this fibre. I don't
Yeah.
think mule. really
No,
sums it
well,
up,
and
does it?
because mule encompasses any cross, right?
Well, they just
Yeah.
think it's a donkey,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's not. It's a cross, and it is any sort of cross. But this is a particular Exmoor mule,
Yes.
so it's
And
particular
it's-
to here.
Particularly cute as well, right?
It's lovely. The eyes
Looks
to
like
the
a
front
teddy
rather
bear,
than to the
looks like a
sides.
teddy
That's
bear.
why.
Yeah, that's the
horn's
horn,
got the
isn't
eyes to
it?
the
Yeah.
front, yeah.
Lovely.
And they're over on that hill yonder,
are.
the Exmoor blueface.
Yeah, we'll take you for a look there in a
I can
minute.
hear them when I'm up here.
And we made
Can you? All the way
Yeah.
over the valley?
Carries. Yeah. Ah.
that's a good impression. Of
It
it.
was, wasn't it?
We made the Stanbury walkers out of farmer's fibre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
farmer swearing as well.
And his surname is Stanbury, obviously, which is why we called them the Stanbury
Yeah,
Walker.
great pair of socks
His
they
first
are.
name is John,
Mhm.
but he's called Farmer because there's too many Johns in Linton.
Yeah, apparently.
But his dad's called John as well, isn't he?
His dad is called John.
They're both called Farmer John.
Yeah.
They're really original around here, aren't they?
I know, such an original
They
name.
used to call me Alpaca John as well.
Oh,
because of the
that's sweet. So at the mill, what do you think is the most important part of the process of any fibre?
Well, prepping the tops, getting the combing and
Yeah.
gilling, getting level and uniform tops with all the bits removed.
Yeah, get rid of all these
The
nasty
little
bits.
short bits and the baler twine and anything else you don't want in there.
Surprising what ends up in there, isn't it?
is, yeah. But, yeah. Toenails.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
an alpaca.
actual
That's
sheep
horrible. Things you
toenails,
get in
aren't they?
alpaca stuff. Oh.
Ooh, scary. Which do you prefer, the inception and developing of an idea, or the actual making, physical making of the yarn?
I like both. I mean, I like coming up with the idea, seeing the wall
Yeah.
in its raw state.
And Juliet, you get to play with the developing of ideas as
Yes.
well.
It's funny because it takes us a long time to develop a new yarn. So by the time we've actually got it out, John's always on to the next
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So by the time
calmed down now.
everybody else sees it, he's way on to the
Thinking,
next one because
yeah.
he's been thinking about it for 2 years, and then it takes us 5 years to get it out
Yeah.
and right and all the colours
Appledoor's
done.
nearly 6 years.
Yeah.
Since we bought the
So
fibre.
Appledore, yes.
Yeah, well, from the
is
original
6
idea,
years.
then I probably
But it's worth it.
had
All
the
the
fibre
prep
for 4
and
years.
all the development is worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
definitely.
it takes a long time.
It takes forever. Especially now. I used to just knee-jerk yarns out the door, but that's been... We've
That
put
we've
reins on
stopped
them
him.
Yeah.
now. 'Cause it'd be
There's,
like
there's a
everyone would
few
turn
of
up
us.
and
There's
then
a
go,
few of us
I've
now.
got-
We
I've made a
can
new
stop
yarn.
him. We like to have a range
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more coherent now.
But so it's what did we get the answer?
It's a lot more-
Development or making?
Oh, right. Both.
Both.
Both. I know it's
Yeah.
tough to choose,
Depends what
isn't
we're
it?
doing
Coming
at
out with
the
the
time, I
colours,
think.
seeing the colours, and then dyeing the tops, and then blending the tops, and seeing all that come through, and people's ideas on the colours.
Because
and
that's
what-
such a big process behind
yeah,
the
that's
scenes,
huge.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then finally spinning it. That's the exciting bit.
Yes.
And
do
it's
that
fantastic
first
when the
test
first
run.
skeins appear.
No, that
Yeah.
first test run, you put all the
You see
colours on
different
together.
things. Here we go.
That's the best bit.
Yeah,
And
that
just
is
then
great.
Have a look at them and go, look at that one.
And then sometimes you're like, oh my god, that's
That one
horrendous.
doesn't work.
Or
like
wow,
the
what
other
have
one.
we made?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to fine tune them then. So you haven't got your elbow in my parsnips. have you?
No, it's next to the line.
He's so precious about his parsnips.
That's
put
about
the
the
pen on
10th
them.
time I've been told off touching these tiny,
I'm not allowed to
tiny
use the
parts.
little hoe. I'm not even allowed to touch the little hoe. I get my own little hoe.
I'd just like to point out these parsnips. Very proud of these. I self-harvested seed.
Amazing.
Look at them, and they were planted on the worm moon.
The worm, oh yeah, of
The
course.
roots on a full moon
In the middle of the night.
with woad,
Yeah,
naked.
and then they're going to be massive, right?
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, and with the ceremonial parsnip.
He's very proud of these, in case you hadn't noticed.
Right, let's do a serious question.
Go on then.
So, it's quite a big question, but you know, answer as big or little as you like. How did it all start? As in the mill,
The
John
mill.
Arbon
Not
Textiles.
as in John Arbon.
Not-
How did he start?
Yeah, don't tell
How
us
did
about
I
from the
start
day you
then,
were born.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
thank my mother.
We'd be here for a long time.
It happened 21 years ago because I decided in 2000 to move to the southwest, and I wanted to link up with an alpaca farm.
Yeah,
and there was lots in the southwest, and I thought if I link up with an alpaca farm I could help them make textiles, because I've been working in the textile industry in the Midlands. And I then I moved down and took an L job, and I got a job with the youth hostel and ended up consulting for British Alpaca Fibre Co-op, as it was then. Set up a little office in Linton, because that's where I was working with the youth hostel. I was doing two things at once, and we sort of like, I did loads of research, they moved on, I moved on, ended up carrying on doing the alpaca, and then started working with Cold Harbour Mill.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Juliet, interject whenever you like.
Yeah, because I'll just go on.
We wouldn't
and
be
on
here
and on.
without you as well.
No. Well, it was 20 years ago proper that John Arbon Textiles started.
Yeah.
John wandered down 21 years ago, but took him a year.
Yeah.
To get going. But yeah. Oh Cold Harbour Mill. Carry on.
Yeah, so Cold Harbour, they had lots of old kit, which I liked, and they let me use part of their old kit
And
whilst
you
I
wouldn't leave, so they had to let him
whilst I
stay.
ferreted around in the north of England, nicking bits of kit from up north out of old mills that were closing down.
Yeah, that's
He wasn't
exciting.
stealing the kit. He had
Asking
arranged-
permission for.
I was buying it.
You saved
Well,
loads of it from
I
being...
saved loads of it. It was being sold for scrap
demolished.
value then.
Yeah.
The industry was on its arse a bit,
Yeah.
and there's lots of little mills that were just going.
So it felt nice to rescue it, didn't
You
it?
get old kit for next to nothing, and
All these lovely old machines
yeah,
being
salvage it.
neglected.
Now it's worth a mint. So
Yeah, that's fab.
yeah, I mean I watched sledgehammers going through machinery on mill floors and then throwing it out the window into skips below.
And that is a sad thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You couldn't
Very
rescue it
sad.
all.
I took all the makers' plates off those machines. I took a lot of them.
Oh yeah, that's
You
good.
did.
I did as many as I could.
Lots of
Before
nice
they went out
little,
the window.
little tins and things.
Yeah, loads of stuff.
But,
yeah, kind of right place, right time sort of thing.
It was meant
Excellent.
to be.
And then built up our own complete set, not using Cold Harbour stuff anymore. And then we outgrew Cold Harbour's carding and combing shed, which we were in originally, and we decided to rent a unit some years ago. How long have we been?
6, 7 now?
Maybe
It
7
becomes
years.
a blur after a bit, you know.
And we moved everything lock, stock and barrel out of Cold Harbour Mill up to South Malton where we are now.
Bigger and
So we
brighter.
moved the
Yeah,
machinery
flat
twice.
floors twice. Yeah, because I moved it all out of north of England, obviously in stages. But when we moved it up to South Malton, or down to South Malton, down to South Malton,
Or is it a cross?
across,
It's a cross, really, isn't
across to
it?
South Malton.
It's not very far
We
at
had,
all,
to, we
really.
had to move it all in one. That was a nightmare. Never do that again.
No, we can never move the machinery again.
No.
Stuck now forever.
Yeah, it's not moving.
And then we're almost here today then after that,
Yeah,
aren't
and
we?
it's just been slowly adding to what we've got and expanding, and
Because we only had one unit first,
yeah.
full of one set of machinery, and now we had to knock through to the unit next door, which was luckily empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got more machinery. Oh, look at all.
So it's kind of just
So what's this
organically
bee?
still growing.
Is it a bee?
Yeah, it's a bee.
I can't see.
What kind of bee? I think that looks more like a wasp.
That's
No, it's a
one.
bee. It's just a little worker
We don't
bee,
know.
isn't it?
There's a robin over there as well.
It's not a bumblebee.
Don't
So-
let it get up
Got
your
up
skirt.
Juliet's skirt. You're not going to find any nectar up there, mate.
I apologise profusely. Let's hope James cuts that out. You've got mud all over your
bet.
face.
Grubbing in the soil.
Looking good.
Cucumbers.
So catching up with Juliet now,
Hello,
whilst John is off weeding or hoeing or watering, whatever.
Peeing in the compost.
Or peeing in the compost. It's very good, apparently.
What are you reading?
I am in the middle of Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, which is fabulous. It's about two boys who are friends and a circus and magical things and mysterious happenings, and it's wonderful. It's
I love all the
very
mysterious
poetic.
happenings.
Through lockdown, I've been reading detective novels.
Oh, I read that one.
Love a detective
that one
novel.
was good.
Love Steve Kavanagh.
Yeah, that one was
Read
great.
them all. He needs to be writing another one because I've read them all. And I just got, and also detective novel. Well, this is a dysfunctional 1970s Glaswegian copper, and by a friend of mine who
I was
I
gonna
used to
say that's
work
your
with. He's
friend.
called Alan Parks, and I've been reading all his books. Love a read.
We're gonna have to start doing reading recommendations, I think.
Well, we can, yeah.
You've got to be really careful. Really not.
Behind the scenes, John.
Not-
John telling Juliet off.
Not allowed to use the
She'll
equipment.
cut through something, but she shouldn't. She doesn't know a weed from a vegetable.
Got some
I can't
asparagus.
Tiny, this one's doing well.
It does take
Look,
years to
let
get
me
it
get
going.
the zoom on.
Yeah, you
Zoom
need
in
it.
here, Frankie.
There's one there, look. That
And
one's
there's a-
coming up.
One coming up
We've
here.
had some already.
Here's a couple. We have had 4. We had 4 the other night.
This is
2
in a-
each on a plate.
Juliet, what do you like to cook that John grows?
Apart from the asparagus with all the butter.
Oh, always
Oh,
butter.
butter. We sort of everything. I mean, we
The
use,
roasted beetroot.
The beetroot is amazing. Use garlic
Rocket
chives
and
in
bacon
everything.
and egg.
Always using that. And rocket, rocket bacon and egg in the summer.
Oh
We have
yeah.
parsnips
Parsnips,
and
roast parsnips.
potatoes and carrots and
Chive.
all the lettuce.
You've had some PSB as well, haven't you?
We
Purple
have
sprouting.
Purple sprouting. Yeah, that
broccoli,
was
the-
good. We had loads. And the kale.
Yeah.
Kale's good.
Kale's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lovely little place up here for
It's
it, isn't it?
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Next, we're going to move on and go show you some more of Exmoor.
Yep,
And
that's
ask
on.
some more questions.
Yep. It's so bloody out there.
So we have just resituated to the harbour, and can you believe it's literally 10 minutes drive down, and it's all still here. Glorious sunshine. Hello!
We shot lots of pictures of the annual down here as well.
Previously.
did.
Oh, what? Yeah, for this one.
Yeah, we were over the other side of the
Yeah, yeah.
wall.
The cover is
Yes.
in fact on this.
Recognise
on
some
this,
of
do
these
you recognise the rock?
stones?
Which rock is it?
That one.
And it just started to rain here.
Yeah, we loved that little effect, didn't we?
Yeah. We loved putting our little balls of wool on the rocks. And
Lovely. So, as we're talking about the annual, how do we come up with the concepts of the annuals?
oh,
And how
wow.
have you always done? Because we used to do the yearly sock catalogue as well,
We
didn't
did, we did. I mean, the annual's always been based around where we live and what we love. So it has mainly been me and Frankie and Sonia. And we have brainstorming ideas,
Yeah.
take lots of photos. We normally go on a nice walk and
Definitely, it's
look at
always
places, don't
very
we?
location based,
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
take photos of places
This lovely
we love.
mouldy wall is looking particularly nice this year.
And then we often have to change it all because on the day of the shoot the weather is not quite what we wanted it to be, or the sea is not doing quite what we want it to do.
That's definitely happened, didn't it?
But that's okay because you just got to go with it.
Yeah.
But we love it. We love it here. I mean, loads of our yarns and colours and ideas are based on Exmoor and where we live, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
And what's your favourite part about creating the annual? We've heard John's favourite part of creating yarn. What's your fave part of that creative outlet?
I just think it's the photo shoot. I love photo shoot day. It's
Yeah.
crazy. We always have such a good laugh.
Yeah.
And we always get pictures we're not quite expecting.
Yes.
Somebody always falls over and there's normally falling in the sea, getting wet, something like that.
It's fantastic when you see the shot that,
Yeah.
and then you know it's the cover, right?
You do normally do that. You normally go, that's the one, that is the setup.
I'm very quiet because I don't get involved in any.
He's not, he's,
You just get asked which one you like at the
Yeah,
end.
that's it. You have to look at all the pictures.
yeah, but you know.
I'm out of the picture.
Well, that's okay. You've both got your day jobs.
Yeah. I'm in the mill.
Lovely.
That's right.
So to tie that together, the Mill Open weekend, how was that born? Because that was
It's first
bit of
came
Basically-
about at Cold Harbour Mill, the
Yeah, I
very
had a
first
load
one.
of sail yarn and stuff and bits of machinery I wanted to get rid of, and I said we'll have a sale. And so we had a sale and it sort of turned into a 2-day affair. I remember we had a massive bale of wool, different colours and tops and all sorts. It was like I don't know, it's like it's sort of like a frenzied shark attack
Yeah.
on a.
Is that the one
And this
where
sort
we
of
are
bag
now?
moved around the yard.
No,
and then-
it was.
That's the
We
Cold
did
Harbour
Cold
one.
Harbour. We did our first sort of opening up at Cold Harbour, and then when we moved to the mill now, we didn't do an open weekend for a
No,
while.
the first one was my first year, so that
Yeah.
was 2014.
Well done, Frankie, for remembering.
I can't
Thank
remember
you.
how
Was
many
it?
years. Is that 7? Are we
Seven.
on our
The
No,
7th this year?
7 years ago. Yeah.
And we did it. I remember us doing it because loads of people said, "Can we come and look at the mill?" And then we couldn't because you have to shut down all the machinery to look at the mill. So we thought, let's do a weekend.
Yeah.
So we
make
did.
it special.
Yeah, and it was great. We did the weekend, and we couldn't believe how many people came.
I remember the first time a coach load of people came. That
Yes,
was
we're very
There's a
excited.
coach coming.
Let's go.
Whilst
We had
your dad ran around doing the car.
yeah, my dad and my
and
mum.
eating sausage rolls, Marianne.
Or nearly all the sausage rolls my dad ate. We got all the local people from the market who bake all the cakes to
Yeah.
make lovely
The Women's
cakes.
Institute,
Oh, it's
isn't it?
fantastic. So, and then when we did the first open weekend, we thought that's nice, and everybody had a good time. And then everybody just said, "What? When's next year's?" And so we've done them yearly, but sadly,
Yeah.
this one coming up and
It's looking a bit
this
different.
one.
Well,
Yeah,
this
but
one
last
we're
year,
talking
online.
at.
Actually, we're talking and last year's were virtual because of where we're at. But we get to share lots of different things with you.
It's nice to invite everyone into your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Down in the harbour, where the favourite drinking spot. And
Tom's gone off
He's
now.
gone
He's gone
off.
off
Yeah.
me.
Fed up with the mill. Just talk about beer and swimming.
Should we
Because
have a little-
every night after the open
Yeah,
weekend,
yeah.
we come for a pint. That
It's
is the
closed
thing.
at the moment. It's opening
We
on
come
the
for a
19th.
pint to the riser, which is over there. We call it the riser.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
The rising sun. Sadly, it's shut at the moment. But its sister pub is the Rock House.
Oh, yeah.
And we might be popping in there in a bit.
Oh, yeah.
For a quick pint. We like to have a pint by the water.
Okay, so the last question about the annual open weekend type thing
Yeah.
is, what is your favourite yarn range? Because I remember last year a lot of our favourite photos were taken up on that tree, weren't they?
They are. I think Harvest Shoes is always one of my favourite yarn ranges. I love the swarbles. I love the muddy feel it gives to all the colours.
Yeah.
I always love that. But you see, we've got Appledore coming.
Oh, yeah.
Appledore has just arrived, and it is so lovely.
So
It's our
different
new-
as well.
Yeah,
Proper
it's such a.
Yeah.
And it's such,
It is though,
each
isn't it?
colour is a medley of loads of different colours, and it's great. I mean, you know,
I think it's certainly going to be the most hard wearing.
Yeah, I mean it's bouncy. It's everything. It's like it's what you want British wool to be.
Definitely.
I think, or what you think of British wool.
But because it's in such fun colours, it makes it really different.
Oh, the colours are
I
amazing.
think.
20,
Yeah.
20 shades, including the white.
Yeah.
and it's so funny when you see the tops versions and then the yarn.
They're like
Amazing.
they're nice melange colour. They look sort of tweedy, but they're sort of very
Fabulous.
places. Yeah, they are. It's great.
Oh, well, thank you for telling us more about that. We're going to go for a cheeky little putt, aren't we?
We love
Putting.
to putt. We come down. The
Oh.
putting
Putting
green
course.
is over there.
Just over there.
Right on the front, and we love to putt.
Sorry, Liam. You may be closed, mate, but not to us.
Should I watch my face?
Topped it.
Oh, nice.
It was a trick shot.
Woohoo! I think Juliet's got camera shy.
Comedy putting.
Hey, good job.
So, putting.
Yeah, shameless advert for Liam. Hole-in-one putting. One of the best putting greens, double putting green.
Oh, how many
When you
holes
come
has
to
it got?
Lynmouth, Hole-in-one putting, and he runs a local tournament.
And he has ice cream.
And I came second.
And it's right.
That's what
by
you
the
wanted to
sea.
say,
You
wasn't it,
get-
John?
You can see the sea whilst you're potting. The dramatic sea over there. It is
You look at
absolutely
yonder.
beautiful.
It is blowing a hoolie.
Blowing a right old hoolie. And these
Aww.
are John's dad's own we've inherited.
Yeah.
They don't make us any better at the putting, but
It's a nice
channel
thing.
with Dad through
it's
it.
a lovely
Yeah.
thing. And of a Sunday afternoon, we're often found here.
Yeah, and having a pint.
Aww. Well, before we go for said pint,
Yeah.
shall we just do a few more little mill questions?
Go on then.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, which was the hardest machine to put together and why?
Well, I might say something different to you.
I think
although
I know
never
what I'd
put-
say.
I never-
Kevin.
Yes,
And
100%.
Kevin!
He turned up in loads of crates and no instructions, nothing. We had to try and find a picture of the said machine and laid it all out across an empty unit that we weren't going to rent and ended up renting, and just kind of worked it out like this giant jigsaw puzzle. And then I rang the guy the technical guy at NSC who made the machine. He was so unhelpful. I couldn't believe it. What can I say? It is a complicated machine, was his very French
He's French.
comment. Yeah.
John's
Yeah.
bad
I can
French
just-
accent.
as he's sitting there drinking his cognac and he's got a cigar in his hand, looking at a cabinet with the build instructions for the machine.
Damn.
I remember going to see Kevin when he arrived and just thinking I'd arrived in a junkyard and just seeing this huge
There was just crates,
Pile.
wasn't
Crates
there?
and crates and crates
Of metal.
pile and stuff, and just going, oh,
We worked it out.
it took a long time.
And then found he had no gears, but that
No
was
gears.
fine.
Yeah.
No,
John
we
ripped
had no
off
gears,
there.
but we got gears. We got,
Yeah.
and Kevin is lovely.
And that
It was
is
worth
one of the woes of running a mill, right? You're expecting a machine to be running in a minute and it takes a year.
A year, over a year.
A year plus.
Yeah. Never
But hey
mind.
ho, it was worth it. Definitely worth it.
Good. Knit by Numbers is one of our biggest yarn ranges, right?
Yeah.
It has the most colours. Where did it all start? Because it didn't start with 135
It's
colours.
30. Is it 30 colours? Something like that.
John, we were at a show once, and John,
I always had this idea.
he wanted, yeah, he had an idea. There's
I always
a
wanted to do-
John had an idea.
I always had this idea about doing a Pantone range
Yes.
of textiles, yarn. So that was it. And then I kept sort of toying with this idea in my head. And then we was at a show in London, and Weiss turned up
Yes.
with all their yarn.
Yeah.
And they've got lots of different, they're trying to sort of put it in colour tones, sort of graduated, but not quite. And I went, I've got to do it. So this idea then became a reality, and I decided to do it.
Didn't the name come before the yarn? Definitely.
Oh, the name and the image and everything.
That often
I've done all of
happens,
that.
right?
Yeah.
And it grew. It just grew. There were very few colours to begin with. I think it was about 35, maybe 5 or 6 colours in the 6th grade year, so
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
36. And it was only DK, no minis. I remember taking it to a show and it taking me a day to put it all out.
We used to put it
Yeah.
all out,
Oh,
build a
before we
cabinet,
had
put it all out.
cabinets
Well, it was
that
all
we
in-
They were
bring in.
metal crates.
Oh,
weren't
it
they?
It was hilarious.
We've got some
Shocker.
photos
Oh
somewhere.
no, no, no!
What's
So
Definitely.
that was interesting, and then it just grew, and then more and more colours arrived, and more and more and
But it's
more
that
and
whole,
more.
you know, for designers or freestyle
Yeah,
knitters,
shades are beautiful, aren't
find
they?
the colour you want.
And
Yeah,
it's so
it's
much
lovely.
fun adding to it as well.
Yeah.
For colour work, I mean, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It is
And so this is a really fun game. We like to do it to each other at the mill sometimes.
good.
You've got to tell me what colour family these numbers come
Oh
from.
God.
Let me
Where's
just.
Helena?
I know, that's what I've said.
And Jeanette!
Helena
Jeanette knows them all
and
too.
Jeanette.
Oh no!
Know them all off
Go on
by
then.
heart. So, number 78. Juliet?
Teal.
No.
It's not. Is it? I don't know. It's not one of the. It's not burgundy, is it? Because that's later.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was burgundy.
Oh, let's
Is
go
it?
with
Yeah.
that.
I was about to say that.
Yay! No, I got it right.
Burgundy.
Number 12. That's
Brown.
yes.
Brown.
That's one of the earlier ones. 122.
Mustard.
Copper.
No and no.
Teal.
Brand new. That's the darkest
Raspberry.
navy.
Navy.
Brand
Oh, it's the newest colour.
new. And
we don't
finally, 48.
know. Green.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bottle
which one?
green.
Bottle green. Wasn't right.
John doesn't like losing, can we tell?
Favourite puff.
Great.
19.
Yeah, go
I'm
on.
saying cherry.
Yes.
37.
Yeah,
Mm.
I know.
Turquoise.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, that was fun. Thanks, guys. So, thank you very much for letting you interview you for your 20th anniversary.
Cheers!
Cheers!
We do the
Cheers!
bumps, but we've got a pint, so we're not going to do that.
Yeah, 20 bumps.
20 bumps. Here we are.
So, as we are sat in one of our most favourite pubs, Pub Garden, what is your favourite thing about living in Linton and Lynmouth?
Ooh, to
Everything.
me, yeah.
Shall I zoom in on the pints?
Yeah, it's beer.
Guinness.
It's just like one big adventure playground, isn't it?
I
So
100% agree, yeah.
It's, you know, swimming, kayaking, walking, rivers, waterfalls, moorland,
Yeah,
woodland.
Hills, vales, valleys,
Oh,
streams,
man, it's, do you know what I mean?
everything you
Rock
want.
crawling,
Yeah.
fishing.
all of the
It's
things.
everything. It is everything.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
And yeah, and it's such a great little community of people.
yeah, the
With this sort of-
community's really good, isn't it?
And there's good cake.
good cake.
good cake everywhere.
It's cut off here, so I think that makes the community a bit closer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're such a great bunch of people.
You can't get in and out when it snows, eh?
No, we like that.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's lovely.
Okay, so shall we
Nirvana.
ask you? It is Nirvana. A few final questions about your lovely business that has turned 20 years old this year.
All goes
Ooh.
to show how old we are, John.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway, we
32.
started when we were
I
5.
started when I was
yeah.
12.
So, if there was anything, what would have you done anything differently
Opened a donkey sanctuary.
instead?
Yeah. Opened a record shop.
Well, those aren't bad things. And there's always, retirement.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
will retire one day.
Yes. We'll do it. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Record
So,
shop
record shop,
and donkey
donuts.
sanctuary.
I don't know about the donkeys now. I
In the
think
same building?
Donkeys might just be cats instead now.
Excellent. And so, do you have any advice for anybody that might want to do something similar with their lives?
It's a passion, and you have to.
Yeah, it's a labour of
Wanna
love.
do it.
And but it's very
It's being
rewarding.
fab.
Yeah, and you can get the kit still, and there's room for another 10 mils in the UK.
Yeah, which is
And
always
there used to be
positive.
hundreds of them. So
They
you
did?
know, people go,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's competition." You're going,
Share the wealth.
there's so much.
Share the knowledge.
Yeah, stop buying yarn from overseas and make
There's
it
a-
here. We've got
There's a
got
lot
all
of
the-
sheep.
Yeah,
Yes, as we learned earlier,
Yeah.
there's more sheep than people in
absolutely. Yeah.
What is the future for John Arbon Textiles?
Oh, there's lots of exciting things
Yeah.
on the horizon. We have actually, in the very near future, because we always do tend to do this for an open weekend, we have a new machine
Oh yes, we
called
do.
Piglet.
Piglet.
Piglet!
It's
It's a
gonna do
new
mini-
skein winder.
It's going to do mini skeins. I've had it propped in a corner for
Too long.
too long.
As we learned
And,
earlier, that happens.
I was cleaning it down and there's something that looked like Piglet written down the side of it, but actually turned it to be right hand.
Right hand. It's always good to know
No,
your
it's
right and your
not.
left hand.
It's
So
Piglet.
no, it's Piglet now. So, but I went, oh look, it says Piglet. Oh, I
She's
haven't
a
got-
lovely
I
little
didn't have my
machine.
glasses on.
No, she's a skein winder.
But yeah, it's a
isn't she?
nice old skein winder. It is 1939. I found the
Aww.
plate
So
on
that's
it.
fast become one of the oldest machines in the mill then.
second. 'cause,
Second.
After Gillian.
Julian's the
Yeah.
oldest.
It's the other skein winder.
Well, that
Yeah.
is a lovely
one's
romantic
about-
part of the
so
story.
Gillian is
Another
mummy
39
to
years
Piglet.
older.
Fab.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's near future. In the future, there's going to be loads of things.
Yeah,
Loads of new
donuts.
things happening. John's bought a donut machine. I don't know if that'll happen at the mill.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for letting us
Cheers.
share
Mine.
everything with
Get
you.
off.
Cheers.
And cheers to all of you. Thank you.